What's up, everybody? A Spare Wood Gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on the Space Engineers Inspiration series. I hope this video once again finds you all happy and healthy, albeit possibly stuck inside, but I digress. So we are starting things off today with I am not stalling to Alt-Tab out, HYDRA TEF, HYDRA A Heavy Fighter Ship, which may or may not be modless, and it might have screwed me up in trying to read that, but I don't know what we were talking about. So anyways, this is actually a really cool ship, and I really like the look of everything. I know I haven't been doing a whole lot of small ships lately, but this one really caught my eye. I actually was going to do a different one. I kept coming back to this one, so I just decided to include it. There is a relatively lengthy description on the workshop file that even has a pseudo-fiction behind the ship, which is pretty cool, and I like when builders actually put that much thought into their designs and things. But the main takeaway from this is it was modeled after the idea of like an X-Wing, but with a unique custom spin to it rather than just trying to create a replica, which is pretty cool. And I like the layout of things. It actually looks like it has quite a few teeth to it. We've got, looks like 6 chain guns up here, 4 missiles down on the bottom, 4 on the top. So yeah, it definitely looks like it can hold its own in a fight. Again, this is a small fighter style, so there isn't really a whole lot of interior to mess with, but I'm trying to figure out how this was set up for the rotors. I'm always curious with rotors because every time I try and do them, they always end up wonky or very obvious. And I've seen a lot of these builds that actually do a really good job of hiding them. So it looks like we can definitely see blast door blocks on the side, and then I'm guessing the rotor head is out far enough that it actually is not going to be bothered by anything. Now, what I don't know is I saw these landing gear areas up here, or not landing gear, wheel. Mag boots never work when I want them to, and then they work all the times I don't. So we have this like wheel suspension part without the wheel itself, and I'm not really sure what that benefit is. I don't really know if that's an aesthetic or if that actually gives you some level of cushion for the rotors or not. But anyway, looks really cool. Now I think since it doesn't really have an interior, the next thing is to see how she flies. Now I don't know what scripts are running, but it does look like we've got the 3-dimensional what do they call it, gizmo kind of thing on here to give you orientation for your different directions, which is pretty cool. I like that. And then we've got at least the stock energy one and possibly some custom ones. I don't know what all is in here. This is all of the builds today are technically vanilla, but most, if not all of them, do require some of the DLC. However, if I remember correctly, I believe as long as I don't think you actually need the DLC to use a build that has it, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, do feel free to correct me. So we have the wing pylons here. This is a view, a camera, basically a designator control for for the missiles. I'm just not sure which ones this is using, because I didn't see an actual turret. It may be controlling the wing missiles. I'm not sure. Is there an underbelly one or something that I missed? That's the only thing I'm not sure of. Is I read in the description that it uses a guidance type missile thing, but I don't know how that works. I'm not really sure what it's controlling. It must be controlling the wings, because I don't see any turrets, and I do see the cameras out here. So I don't really have any experience with that particular system, so I'm not really sure how that works. But that is kind of a designator for if not the missiles. We have the Gatling guns, we have a rocket launcher, we have a salvo control, which is fun. Hydrogen thruster, ion thruster, connector and landing gear modules, lights, nav lights, strobe lights, batteries, reactors, parachutes, wing decoys. Ooh, that's fun. Wing emergency detach. We might have to try that at the end. Harpoon, programmable block. Okay. Interesting. LGM harpoon. That's, again, the designator. We've got an SOS and the antenna. Okay. So yeah, let's actually give it a little bit of a test flight. As you would expect, it moves really well. It's a little fighter, it's a fast little fighter, so it actually behaves like a fighter. Go figure. And it looks like the wings are actually pretty darn stable. I'm sure they're on a lock at the moment, but yeah, this would actually be quite a bit of fun and could do a lot of damage. Now, the rockets I want to play around with a bit here. So we've got, it looks like they're kind of set up through a script control maybe, to do kind of the alternating. And the salvo is what? It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Salvo group. Oh, okay. So the salvo group is basically firing them all at one time, which makes sense. And then it actually turns them off. And then it goes back to an individual sequence. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's try the wings. So they lock there, and I believe... I'm not sure how they're getting them to lock that well. Unless it's being controlled through a script somewhere and I'm not seeing it where it's turning the velocity off or locking them. But that's pretty cool. They work really nice. Alright, let's try this here. What am I looking at? I need a frame of reference for something. Okay, so it does look like it's one of the wing missiles, I think. I'm just not sure why exactly that's there, because you can kind of just aim them this way. I guess it might be more accurate. I don't know. I'm not sure what purpose that serves, but I could be missing something. Now, since we're at the end of this one, we're going to try the detach thing and hope I don't destroy everything and anything. I'm guessing this is just the rotor head detachments. Okay. Okay, they're all detached. That's actually pretty... Why can't I change my view? That's actually pretty cool that in a pinch you could actually... I'm guessing what you could do is in a pinch, hit the 8 key to activate the decoys and then jettison the wings, and it would be an easy way to get away because you're basically sending out 4 decoys, which is really cool. I like that idea for an actual combat situation. That's pretty neat. So anyways, that's going to do it for this cool little ship. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this next one pretty much embodies the idea of how much I like spinny things. This is the... Oh man, I have no idea if I'm going to get this right or not. Knossos Subspace Portal, which is a Freespace 2 replica, apparently, according to the description. Now, there's a couple of things I want to note about this build before we get too heavily into it, just in case you want to use it yourself. First, there is a mod on this that is listed as optional. It's an admin grid damage controller, and I believe you can basically turn off that this grid can take any damage whatsoever, even if you have the damage on for other grids. And the reason being, according to the description, if this takes the slightest bit of damage, it'll throw this whole spinny thing out of whack. It's really cool. I mean, it's supposed to be a portal, obviously, but it's a really neat effect, and I have to admit, I don't know how they did this, and it's really freaking cool. But it's one of those that I pasted it in without that mod, so basically I can't really bump anything, so we're going to kind of take an eyeball look. This is a bit more of one of the builds where the idea was really cool, so again, I featured it because it's an inspiration, because it's a cool technique, not necessarily because it's super useful or that you'll use it in your own build or blah 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 blah. It's just a really creative idea and definitely making the engine of the game work in your favor. Yeah, I don't know how they did this. This is really, like, how do you keep everything spinning in a perfect orbit like that? I don't get how that works. I know there's some trick you can use with either rotors or something where you can displace things out far enough that then they end up looking like they're not part of a grid anymore, but they spin on a rotor axis. I don't know. I've never been able to figure that one out. Anyways, it's super duper cool. Looks really crazy. Now again, much like the Treasure Planet stuff, I don't actually know the source, so I can't speak to how accurate it is to the source material from whence it came. But it's a really neat idea, especially if we actually had... I don't know if you could make maybe like a jump drive or something attached to these to where you could make it like a somewhat functional portal or something, or if that would just jump the ring. I'm not really sure how that would work, but it would be cool to actually make this functional in some way and not just kind of a cool idea. But yeah, I know that's it's not my typical build type of thing, but every now and again, it's like I said before, the series is really just for inspiring and creative ideas, and this is definitely one of them because I've never seen very many things do stuff like this. So I wanted to show it off because, again, it's many things. It's me. But again, obviously I can't... I don't know if I can get in here, actually. I don't really want to bump them. And I don't know if there's like an interior or not. It doesn't really look like there is. And it is supposed to kind of just be a portal, not like a ship. So I don't know if there's any interior to explore on them or not. Do we have any gravity? We don't have gravity. I could try. We're going to try and mag boot and walk around on this for a minute and see if they... Oh, no. Oh, no. Nope. Mag boots, work for me. Work with me. Let's turn our dampeners off. Do this manually. I don't actually see any form of interior by the looks of things. This looks like it's all just to make the thing go round, quite literally. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much that looks like any kind of hatches or anything. We all know how good I am at finding doors anyway, so whether or not there is a door... Ooh, that's freaky. Ugh. These are actually moving a whole heck of a lot faster than it looks like they are. Ooh, that's creepy. It's funny what relative momentum works like, right? We're not moving, are we? Oh yeah, we're going 35 meters per second. That's crazy. So, yes, I am kind of trying to see how close I can get without getting hit. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think there is actually any kind of interior or anything like that. But it was just a really cool proof of concept type idea of keeping something in sync. Now, like I said before, you do have to be very careful with this if you were going to use it in your own build or something like that, is to be perfectly still when you paste it so that they don't end up misaligned or spinning off into the distance. And if you're not sure, just use the mod that keeps the grid secure. There's a whole breakdown in the description of it, but I knew I wasn't going to use it, so I didn't end up really reading over it. But with that, let's move on to the last one. And last but certainly not least, we have the Crow Patrol Cruiser. This guy is pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. I'm really excited about this one. It looks pretty darn neat. Now, this is yet another example of a ship that was kind of based on another ship, but not an exact replica. If you read the description on the workshop file, it's designed around or based on the design from the, I believe, the Prometheus-ish. I can't remember because it referenced Alien Covenant, and I don't remember if that was the same ship or if it was a different design than the Prometheus. But anyway, it's based on the Alien Covenant ship. which looked really cool too. I did always like the Prometheus ones with the like VTOL type setup, but I don't remember this ship actually looking too similar to this. The front, yes, which is what the workshop file actually said was the based on, but the back actually looks unique to me. I could be wrong, but I actually think the back looks like a unique design, which is really cool. I do really like this design a lot. From what I can tell, according to the description and comments and whatnot, this is not a atmospheric based ship. I don't think the thrusters will allow you to land, because I actually thought these were hydrogen. This is a cleverly designed aesthetic thruster with the paint and lighting to make it look like it's got a glow, but that actually isn't. They're probably, I'm guessing, embedded back in here? Maybe? I'm trying to kind of see in here and I can't quite get a good look. But I'm kind of thinking there's probably the actual thrusters in one of these areas or inside, and they're doing internal ones. You do have some of the ion ones out here, but I'd be very surprised if a ship this size was being moved by only ion thrusters. That would surprise me a little bit, because this thing looks pretty darn beefy. The other thing that I like is I kind of like the different armored sections. Like, you've got this kind of wrap around this window area and stuff that almost looks like plating. That would be kind of neat if it was like a heavy armor. Even just for aesthetics, it's cool, but it would be kind of an interesting purpose design if you used like a heavy armor there or something to make it more like it's an armor plating wrapping the other stuff. I also like, this is the first build I've seen that used the new Frostbite hangar doors, which I'm actually kind of excited about because I love these doors. I haven't found a use for them myself yet, but when I saw them in the trailer for the new pack, I was like, ooh, cool. These look like the same or a variant. That's a gate. Is this any different? That's a gate, so it must just be a variant. But I also like this V here. I think that's a nice little stylistic choice. And I really do like the pod base thrusters back here, even if that's not really where the thrusters are. So I really like the shape of this ship, actually. I'm tempted to reach out and see if I can use this in a certain machinima of mine that I'm developing. But anyway, if the main builder is, if the builder of this is watching this, we could have a chat. Anyway, moving right along. But yeah, this is a very roomy airlock. Holy crap! So we've got a locker here. What is this? Rounded slopes. What? Half block. Wow, that looks very like connected, if that makes sense. Especially this right here. It's not. You can kind of see it right in here, but it actually looks pretty darn connected. That's pretty cool. I've honestly never seen a blend between the rounded blocks and angle blocks done so well. That's kudos. Alright, we've got boarding gate left, boarding gate bridge, or boarding bridge left. Bridge? Oh, okay. So we have a walkway here. Now I'm kind of curious, now that I mentioned it. I said this was an airlock, but I don't actually see a vent. So I'm actually kind of surprised by that. We don't actually have any air yet, so... Wait a minute. O2 high. Okay. Low. So, I don't think... Unless these doors work differently because they're new, which I don't think they do, I don't think this is technically an airlock. But that wouldn't probably be too hard to fix. You could probably put a vent right in there or something if you wanted to make it, like, survival ready. In all disclosure, I don't know that the description ever mentions it being survival ready or anything. So, to be fair, it may not be by design or something, so who knows. A lot of ships have been putting airlocks in and stuff lately anyway, but, you know, if it wasn't in the original plan, then, you know, it's not in the plan. It's not in the book, you know. So we have a nice layout here, which will no doubt not help me at all because, well, me. So we do have a reactor, a cargo, the bridge is down here. We kind of saw that from the outside, the kind of underbelly, or ventral bridge. I'm going to get all technical on you here. We have a hub, which I'm not entirely sure what that means other than maybe like a living space kind of thing. I apologize. I've been trying to use my cap locks and walk around a bit slower so you guys get a bit of a better take on everything. And I haven't been doing that, so that's my bad. I'm not in the habit of it yet. And I still don't really know of a way to make the mouse any smoother kind of thing. Because for normal gameplay it works fine, but when you're trying to really take a look at things, it kind of ends up giving people seizures, I feel like sometimes. Because you're like, whoa, what's over there? Whoa, what's over there? And it can be a little jarring. So this is looking kind of like crew quarter rooms would be my guess, if I had to guess. Let's see here. Yeah, that's all kind of the same. I'm in. Oh, this is really interesting. We've got like a very clean room lab. I'm gonna go out on a limb and speculate a bit and say that since the design on the exterior nose was based on... Do these open on their own, or are they just really quick at close? Let me out! I don't understand. One minute they take forever, and 1 minute they barely let me out. I think the doors hate me. That's what it is. I don't have trouble finding doors. Doors just hide from me, and they don't like me. There. I said it. Alright, so let's see. Was there any other directions down here? I kind of like to move from the lower decks to the top type of thing, so that I kind of work my way from the ground up. Okay, that's radioactive, so I'm guessing this is going to be the reactor room. Now this is interesting. Got one side that's all on and one side that's all off. I wonder if that's on purpose or if that's a functional choice. Who knows? It's intriguing though. Oh, what am I doing? I don't actually need to use the ladder. This will be faster. Are there any... Okay, that keeps going up to a third deck. This is... It looks like just the top part. Where does this actually come in at though? Okay, this is probably a power control thing. I doubt this... Yeah, it's like a reactor control. I was gonna say, I doubt that's actually gonna be like a secondary bridge or something. Okay, so then this... Weird. It's like gravity lapse there. So this is kind of cool. I like this room. So I'm guessing this is kind of the maintenance for the conveyor system and stuff like that. There is apparently a walkway around this area. Where does this go? One thing that I do kind of want to explore in this ship that I thought was a really intriguing thing. Oh, there's a cargo hatch. Okay. In the description was that it actually has an air duct, like a maintenance air duct kind of thing. Which again, if you're making a build based anything on the Alien movies, there was always, you know, running around in the air ducts and stuff like that. I wonder if that's supposed to be part of it. I'm not sure, but yeah. So that kind of didn't really surprise me. But actually, I think we might be in the air duct right now. I'm not too sure. But it would kind of make sense because we've got all these different vent type things and they don't really go anywhere. So I'm guessing this is actually the air duct, which is cool. I think that's neat. I've always thought that was neat when people went the extra mile and added like maintenance systems where you could actually walk around and access different things. That's pretty cool. And that's over the vent. Yeah, that's pretty neat. It's like a legit air system, or an air duct system. Now, what would be cool is if instead of some of these door areas and stuff, you actually had some vents that were legitimately like it's a functional air system. I mean, it probably is a functional air system, but you know what I mean. Like, you actually... Okay, bad. I'm lost now. I should not have gone crawling around in the air ducts. I should have known better. It's such a great way for me to get lost. Okay, that's one of the... Okay, this is going to be the crew, right? All the desks are in the same area, so we're above the crew quarters. Okay. I'm getting there. Okay, so then this should put us out over the middle. Whoop! Right? Yeah, that looks like the hollow table in the lab. Okay. So... how do I get out of here? Whoa! Alright, I'm just gonna run all... Sorry for making everyone dizzy, but I'm just gonna run all the way back here, because I think this was where I came in from. Okay, whew. We're safe. We're safe. So, yeah, this is kind of the maintenance area, because you got cargo access, you got the air vents up there, and then you have all the conveyors here, which are connecting kind of everything to everything. So it kind of seems like that is the overall maintenance air duct system, which is really cool. I really think it's neat that they went the extra mile and added that. Because like I said, I've always thought it was cool in these larger ships where people will actually do kind of the function of a larger ship. In terms of, you know, in a small one, you don't have room for crawl spaces and functional air ducts and things, but like a big ship, you would actually want, realistically, you would want like a maintenance type area so that you can access and repair vents and things, or pipes if they get damaged. We have an actual hangar here, which I was loosely aware of, but admittedly forgot about. Ooh! These are cool looking. How do I get in here? These are cool looking little drones. Ooh! It's got a back hatch thing. Ooh! It's roomy. Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool. What is that? Wait a minute. I know this one didn't have mods. So what is that? I can't get up there. Is that an oxygen generator or something? Nope. I wanted to see if I could access... Nope. Oh wow, there's a lot of blocks here. That's not helpful. Control... I don't know what that block is. It looks like it's got some kind... It must be part of the frostbite pack. Oh, that's driving me nuts. I can't... I'm gonna have to off-camera break that and figure out what it is. Because I know that there was a couple new... not that it added any functionality, but there was new blocks, variants that got added in the... Stupid doors. In the frostbite pack. Which, this is making a lot of use out of the frostbite doors, which I love these doors. These doors are so cool. When they stop squishing me. Stupid freaking doors. Just stop. Anyway, so it looks like we have arrived at the actual bridge. This is amazing. How does one do this? Okay, that makes sense to me. This makes sense, but is very cool. So it's 2 rotors with blast door blocks to avoid collisions, and then the text panels. But the angle they have them at is so cool. Like it's legitimately like a circular angled screen. That is awesome. Stupid doors. Alright, yes, in case you hadn't noticed, I'm leaving the bridge for last because we're gonna end up doing like a flight test of it anyway. So we have an actual armory type of thing. This is really neat. I like it. This is cool. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that might be the last thing that we have to check. So let's go ahead and head back into the bridge. Once more into the bridge. Now you stay open. Frickin' temperamental doors. Okay, what do we got to work with here? We have rocket launchers, turrets, jump drive controls, cargo connectors, bridge boarding left, gate left, boarding blah blah blah. Inner and outer hangars on the left and right, connectors, probably controlling the fighters or the shuttles or whatever. So yeah, overall, I really like this build. So the acceleration is actually not bad. I didn't actually go, couldn't find any kind of interior in terms of a thruster room, so I don't really know how the thrusters are set up, but I'm seeing a lot of blue, so I'm guessing this is actually all ion, which is crazy to me. And in terms of turning, it actually moves really good. I would say this moves about like a Corvette, not really like a capital ship, which is impressive. That's really cool. So yeah, definitely like this ship, especially the exterior design and stuff is really, really neat, but I like the whole thing overall. In terms of weapons, it has 3 underbelly missiles there, which these large grid missiles are a little bit over the top in their fire rate, I'm not gonna lie. This fires fast. Turret-wise, I see, looks like 3 of each Gatling and missile on the top there, and it looks like 1 or 2, 3 on each side. And the description did say it can hold its own, but it's not really like designed as a battleship or anything like that, which makes sense. So yeah, with that, I think we're going to wrap things up here for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.